The next exercise is going to be the upper spinal floor twist. This is going to be done for 1 minute per side. Why don't you allow me to work the timer? We're going to start in the fetal position on your right side. So in this position, with both arms straight out, you're going to have a 90-degree angle at your ankles, your knees, your hips, and basically at your shoulders. In this position, we want to keep your pelvis stacked straight up and down as if something was right behind it. Take your left arm, bring it open to me through a full range of motion, keeping your pelvis stacked vertically to the floor. Now, for those of you, if this is the first time you're doing this, it's essential for you to know that you can maybe judge this by putting your hand in front of your knees or on top to stabilize your knee in this position. One of the things you could do is to feel if your knees come apart, is to keep them on the front of your knee or your kneecap to see if your hip is actually sliding away from you. One of the things you'll do is, as this opens up, if you did this, it takes your upper body artificially to the floor. So keeping them stacked, allow this upper spinal floor twist to take your entire mid and upper back through a twisting range of motion, stabilizing at the lower back, almost perpendicular to the floor as the pelvis is stabilizing it. Any questions here?
Should I feel it in my hips?
The bottom hip is actually the major stabilizer in this exercise, especially in the front. The primary hip flexor that attaches from the leg to the pelvis to the spine is actually doing its job. You may feel some light pulling out here too if you're not used to having your knees at this angle. Five seconds. Good, close it up. You want to close this exercise up just the same way you went into it. And let's have you switch sides. We're going to have you roll over onto your left side in the fetal position. Starting in this position, again, 90, close to 90, close to 90, close to 90. Open your right arm up now, and you're going to relax into this position. And if you find that your knees want to come apart, then you want to take your hand and put it on top of the leg or in front of the leg to be able to get a good judgment of where that pelvis is actually sitting. I can tell you this, breathing is very important to pay attention to in this one. As you breathe out, your body should feel like the range of motion or the twist is actually increasing, taking that shoulder and your shoulder blade to the floor. How are you doing?
Excellent. I love this one.
Keep your upper body, just allow it to open up. Think of a book being opened. You're just opening up the front and back cover.
Should my shoulder eventually touch the floor?
Yes. In fact, remember, as we talked about before, over a time frame, as your body becomes more posturally sound, the shoulder blade and the shoulder itself, the back part of the shoulder, will actually settle on the floor, and it won't take 3 or 4 weeks to get it there. It's going to open up one day, and it's just going to hit the floor. Make sure that your knees and your pelvis stay stacked above each other, because if you allowed them to slide, then that's going to go to the floor prematurely.
You shouldn't start the timer, but I don't mind. I like this one.
You just want to stay there all day. I understand that. Okay, let's have you close up. Close the book. And let's go on to the next exercise. The next exercise is called pelvic tilts.